In this video, we're going to explain how to take in-person payments using Salesforce Billing. Does your organization want to take any payments, in person, face-to-face from your customers? If you answered yes, then you are in the right place. All right, this payment method is for all organizations where you accept payment from your customers when you're working with them face-to-face. If you're in retail, it is possible that in-person is the only way that you take payments from your customers. Some examples are if you run a nonprofit that simply wants to take payments at a fundraising event, or perhaps you're a medical spa and you want to be able to take payment like an initial down payment when they're in person. It's going to save you around 50% compared to taking that same payment over the phone. You can really save a lot of money taking in-person payments. Now for this talk, I want to split the point of sale systems into kind of two primary categories, okay? One set are things that are already integrated with Salesforce. Then the other are ones that are non-Salesforce integrated systems. First, let's talk about the non-integrated options. In short, we're looking at it like this. Let's say you walk into your local bank and you say, hey, I need to take in-person payments. May I have a credit card terminal? They're going to put you through a bit of underwriting, and then they're quickly going to hand you a credit card terminal that you can take back to your business. This terminal that they give you, it likely has no integration into Salesforce or any other internal business system. The way this terminal will work is that when you run transactions throughout the day, you'll eventually batch them all up at the end of the night. That batch is sent off to the payment processor, and once that batch has all taken care of, it's going to go ahead and settle into your depository bank account. When the daily deposit does settle into your bank account, you're going to get a daily report also. In this case, you would probably use something similar to the Salesforce Billing lockbox functionality. You would likely need to have your implementation consultant write you a custom process that pulls the daily report, creates the payment records, creates the payment allocation records, and finally sync all of that back into your invoice. So in terms of the process after the payment is made, I'd argue that it's not a whole lot different than using those analog payments that we talked about much earlier in this series, right? These are some of the most classic forms of payment, such as cash, money order, cashier's checks, and plain old paper checks. Again, if your transaction volume is low, it might be best to just create these records manually, just using the typical tools inside of Salesforce. But let's say you have many payments each day. Then you're really going to want to automate this. And you can talk to your consultants about that, as you're likely going to need them to build something. The Chargent team, we're also happy to join that conversation with you and your consultants to add whatever value we can. Now, if you're looking for a more fully integrated solution for your Salesforce org, here at Chargent, we have built that solution for you. We call it Chargent Terminal. You can keep our Chargent Terminal inside your store, just like you would any other point of sale system. And when it's time to check out, taking the payment is easy. You can initiate that payment from the invoice inside of Salesforce Billing, and then Chargent Terminal sends that payment request to the handheld terminal. There, your customers can pay directly on the device, and your Salesforce org immediately captures the terminal payment record. This method is 100% PCI certified. And it is done using a pretty sophisticated method where the terminal, it actually runs on two different CPUs, and they're entirely different sets of circuitry. Only one of them is used to communicate with the payment processor, and the other is for any other function on the device. Taking payments this way means that you're 100% PCI compliant out of the box, as the terminal is the only device in your system that is used to take payments, and your staff never touches that card. It never does any of the data manually. Once the terminal payment record is created, you can easily take something like Process Builder or Flow or just use some Apex code and sync those payments back up to the invoices to which they belong. This is very straightforward because you actually started the process from that invoice. And this is the primary way that we see our customers use Chargent Terminal inside of Salesforce Billing, and frankly also the larger Salesforce CPQ product. The other thing I want to briefly touch on here is the portability of our terminal. All right, let's say that you work for a nonprofit organization and you're at your annual donors dinner. You know that you're bound to have some compelling conversations, and you've got a lot of donors that are there that are ready to help support your mission. With our terminal, you can collect those donations on the spot without needing to have your computer present at all. And you don't even need to be logged into Salesforce. You can simply collect the donations using our terminal, and when you're all done, those payments synchronize back up into the cloud as part of your Salesforce org as what we call unresolved payments, where you can associate them to whichever contact and whatever account you like. We've got a UI to help you reconcile those and get them associated properly, and we tried to make it as easy as we could. Our terminal allows you to take in-person payments using Salesforce billing. And if you've got questions about our terminal, drop them in the comments below. Thank you for watching our video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our next video here. Don't hesitate to reach out. We are always here to help.